Dude, Keybay Tech has been killing it, dude. I've had some great conversations with them. I met them at the meetup, the Toronto meetup. Keybay Tech has been pretty cool. Like, I've been really enjoying their projects lately. Like, they've just been making some fun stuff. They sent me over some cheese switches. I don't think we're going to use them today. I'll let you guys vote on what switches we're using, but some cheese switches. Little wheel of cheese in there too. I don't know if you guys have seen that. They're pretty cool. So, there's a few things with this board. First of all, this board here has a lot of pieces to it. So the price point of this board is going to be a little higher. There's going to be two versions of it, being a color edition and special edition. It's going to start at $419, but the special edition is only $30 more for the special colorways. I'm actually pretty excited to do this board, dude. It does have solderable, it does have hot swap. There's a lot of different options we can pick up for this. We got our gaskets over here and some screws. This is going to be an interesting build today. Very, very interesting. We got some of the diffusers, because this has like that big, nice car, like, what do they call it? The car tail light on the back. We have some different plates here. So we got some PCBs, which we'll take a look at more in depth. This board has like a very, I don't know, the style of this board is just so cool. It is just looks absolutely so cool. I just threw that box so far. Okay. A little thicker bezels, which is good. I like this. Has some cool style on the top. This is super cool. This is such a cool design, dude. I love this. And then you can swap it out for the ones that have the diffusers on it. I mean, that's the whole point, right? It's gonna remind you of like a 90s style car. But look at this. This is so nice, dude. Oh, I really like this. You know, even if they didn't have this texture, I think this bottom design is actually pretty cool looking. This is nice. It's the Initial D Toyota. Yeah, it's based off the anime, right? This is like an anime style inspired board. I think you guys were telling me that a few days ago too. So this is interesting. I didn't know this was brushed. This is like a brush style, which actually works because it's very, very lightly brushed. I don't know if you guys can pick that up on stream. I kind of like that. It adds some texture to the bottom. Again, normally I'm not a big fan of brushed anything, but it works here. It's been very tasteful with that. This does look like it's going to be a high front height. I don't think I saw a spec on that. I was like scouring the group buy to see if I could figure out a front height. We'll measure it later. I have a measuring tape in the other room. It doesn't look terrible. Maybe it looks like, I'm going to guess 20, maybe 20 mil. They do have a wrist rest. I don't know if it's going to be sold alongside this, but very cool looking. How does the side profile look? So you got a little bit of that tail light on the side profile. Just to read off some specs for you guys in case you guys are curious and don't want to click the links. It's going to be a group buy time between, it's already been running. I think actually a lot of colors are gone already, unfortunately. I think 3 or 4 colors are gone. It started on May 20th, and this board took a while to get here, unfortunately. Some sad delays. And it's gonna go until June 20th. Delivery, they say, is gonna be end of July, August. There is a limit to 100 units, including all editions. They did state, if all 100 units are sold out, we will end the group buy early and immediately begin coloring process. So if this sells out really quick, probably gonna ship out quicker. The W70 will come with a top and bottom case. Okay, you got your case. It will come with a hot swap PCB, a solder PCB, 4 packs up, so you get all the plates in the content box as well. You get pour-on foam kit, so you get literally everything. You also get the 3 types of mounting style this has, which is a top, gasket, and spring. I'm gonna be 100% honest, I think the spring is cool because it kind of makes sense, you know, in a car-themed keyboard. I hate spring mounts on keyboards, so I'm probably not gonna be for me, but I'm not gonna judge it right away. But pretty cool, there's a lot that comes in this, a lot. And the fact that you get 2 PCBs and 4 plates. So, all right, let's take a look at our PCB here. What a funky PCB. PCB is, it looks like you can do this plateless, but only on the solderable version. If you guys notice, there's no mounting points on the, which I kind of appreciate, by the way. No mounting points on the hot swap PCB, so it's a totally different PCB. Let's take a look at our plates here. Little criticism, this doesn't really matter none, but the bags for these are kind of awkward. Don't really love the bags for this, super minor criticism. So you get 4 plates with this, and the plates we get are PC Palm aluminum. This is a skeleton plate. This might turn off a few people. I know some people hate skeleton plates. I don't personally care for them. Sorry, I have no preference to them, but some people might not like this. But we do get a FR4 plate, we get a polycarbonate, and then we get the palm plate here. So, all right, and then what else do we have here? We have all our screws and all the other stuff. So, Cool, let's see how this board looks from the side view as well on the desk. That looks kind of cool. That is super cool. And this is gonna look so much cooler when all the LEDs are turned on too. You know, I will say in a world of boards that we get that seem, you know, they're very pretty. We get a lot of timeless classic boards. It's nice to get one that's very themed around a specific thing and does it super, super well. Now, the only thing right off the rip that I can tell you that I don't absolutely like go crazy for is these guys right over here. Again, I'll just continuously say this with any board that I do. Hidden screw designs are just all right. I feel like this board would have been the perfect candidate for something with, you know, hidden screw feet or just some screws on the bottom of the board. I don't see how that would have been a huge, you know, detraction from its theme, but we'll take it for what it is. Again, some people like that style, some people don't. All right, and then let's do the solderable PCB. And what do we got for options on this bad boy? Oh, wow. Wait, does this also have the same options? So, option-wise, we have a lot. We have split. Wow, so we only have a 7. We don't have a 6.25U, which is fine. A lot of options. Holy smokes. I do wish it offered a split on the hot swap, a split right shift. Maybe that's my only small gripe with the hot swap. Are those the WS Stupid Stabs? They're basically the same styling. I guess the mate, whatever. I don't think the Stupid Stabs are by Wuche. I think they're actually from someone else. But they are Kibei Tech's variation of it. And guys, this is a 1.6mm PCB, in case anyone's wondering as well. These really do snap in nice. Installed. Let's make sure these all go up and down here. My only gripe with HMX switches, though, just to let you guys know, is they make these pins, and maybe this is something Unikey or Kibei Tech can talk to HMX about, because I think they have a pretty close relationship with them. The mold for their legs are really thin, so what happens is this, and they're a bit of a pain in the ass. This is all HMX switches with the majority of PCBs. This is not exclusive to the W70. It's just HMX switches. So I do say that if we're going to use plateless, perhaps we go with the cherry or we pick a plate. I'm thinking PC. I think PC would be a fun plate to use for today. Very neutral. I think maybe that's what we go with. Just so everyone's aware, I'm going to be soldering in just a few pins here just to make sure everything's seated nice, because these HMX switches kind of fall through a little bit. A good little workaround for that is just soldering in one pin, one leg of the switch, and then reflowing it and pushing it in. So kind of like what I'm doing now, just reflowing it, making sure it's seated nicely against the PCB. I'll say this every stream. Having your PCB and switches sit flush is a very important aspect of soldering, and even using hot swap switches, or sockets rather. You want to make sure everything is seated well. Your keyboard could sound pretty bad after that, and sometimes it's not even the keyboard, it's just how you built it. All right, let's open this thing up. I'm hoping this sounds absolutely awesome, because this board is such a looker. There's a lot of parts, obviously. The price point for the non-special edition is going to be $419 USD. Not bad for what you get inside the box, honestly, and considering this is a bit more of a, you know, there's a lot of pieces to this, a lot of parts. The finish of everything looks pretty good too. Yeah, even the polished part over here looks absolutely insane. The brushed copper here on the bottom also looks absolutely great too, minus some fingerprints. All right, let's see what's inside this bad boy. Holy shit. There is a lot of pieces to this. A lot of screws though to replace it, just so everyone's aware too. I don't see that going back and forth too often. I think you'd probably set it and forget it. And this seems to have a few layers on the top here too. I don't know if you guys can see that. So yeah, a lot of pieces to get this accent piece on the top here. It's a little mid-accent piece. Kind of cool. All right, so let's do top mount to start. And can we use these with top mount? It looked like you could. All right, let's screw this guy in, and then we'll go and start all the mounting styles. All right, so let's start off by trying top mount out. It does have a ribbon cable, so for anyone who doesn't like ribbon cables, like me half the time, I usually don't like them at all. All right, let's see, will this turn on? It did turn on. Oh, no, they're on. Okay, they're on. I'm just not looking at them correctly. Let me actually kind of shut the lights off. I don't know if you guys can actually see that, but they're on. They're just very subtle. Here, let's actually do this. But yeah, that actually looks really cool, but they're very subtle. Like the moment you tilt the case, they're no longer really visible. and that's with the brightness turned up all the way. Interesting effect here if you want a more of a subdued effect, but let's actually switch to the transparent, translucent ones. There's a lot of screws with this, by the way, so anyone who's really not interested in kind of doing this kind of stuff might be a turn off. Oh, interesting. So that just comes right off there. Oh, and then the LEDs are on the bottom over here. That is very interesting. That is really cool, actually. This is a lot simpler than I thought it was. So then we just slide this in. Oh, these are cool pieces. So this is where we're seeing some of the cost of this board, by the way, guys. Are these pieces like this. This is really cool, actually. This is more of like a side piece over here, and this is more of like a chunk. So the translucent one, or the, I guess, polycarbonate one, is a little thicker. Slides in. Now we get to see what this looks like. Visually, this is what the back looks like now with the polycarbonate pieces. Oh, that is so cool, actually. Although I don't really love the effects on this, so. I like the fact that you get two different styles. One, obviously, if you're not really an RGB, you can put these guys. So this is the car mode that they have. Oh, that's nice. That matches the accents given to you. So the yellow and the red there. Cool. Hell yeah, dude. I like that. I know this is the screwless design, but it does seem like the screwless portions are set beneath the switch. So there won't be any interference where you need to chop off, you know, corners of your switch or file things down. So good on them for that. Oh, that is, hold on, there's like a boot up animation of this. I need to show you guys this. Hold on. When you plug it in, that's kind of neat, dude. That's a nice touch, dude. That is a really classy touch. It's a small touch. You probably won't even, like, you probably take it for granted in the end of the day, but that's a nice little touch. Okay. This is pretty damn awesome. And then you can lower the RGB if you really want. Make it really, really subtle if you really want it to as well. All right, let's put some keycaps on this, and then we can try some of the different mounting styles, because I'm like wasting your guys' time at this point, I feel. I think breadline is a must for this today. Cool. All right, let's see what this sounds like with the cheese switches, top mount configuration. This is with the polycarbonate plate. No foam, by the way. For having top mount, this is actually pretty bouncy too. So it's a softer typing feel right away, I can tell. This is very poppy. I did leave the spacebar not screwed in, by the way. The sound profile's there. This is really nice. This feels and sounds really good. The front height is a little tall. I know they do have, Chester sent this over. They also have this, which is a wrist rest. I don't know if this is meant to go exactly with this board, but it's a cool little wrist rest that looks like it lines up perfectly with it. I'm not the biggest wrist rest fan in the world, but let's see what this front height comes in at. It comes in at a little over 20. So for anyone who's not really into higher front heights, it looks like it comes in at about 23. So it's a little bit on the higher side. Looks more like 22. It's not terrible. I think maybe this little lip in the front really does help a little bit too. So this small little lip doesn't make it feel like it's terribly tall, but it definitely is a smidge taller. All right, well that's really nice. Let's see how some of the other mounting styles sound for this. And again, this is usually why I don't love hidden screw designs, is because now I gotta play the game of taking off keycaps. It doesn't feel any it doesn't sound any different, I would say. I can't tell. Sharper, you think? Feeling wise, it definitely has some given areas. Like you can kind of see what's happening right now. but you're never gonna type like this, so you can kind of see a normal typing moves this just a smidge. All right, now the gasket version of the board. This brings back a bit of that bass. I think this is my favorite one out of all of them actually right now. To sum up the board completely, the mounting styles were all great. Front height's a little tall. It's 21, 22 mil. So it might be a bit tall for some people. You might have to float your wrist just ever so slightly for this board. The aesthetics of this board are something else. I don't know if people are just tuning in right now, but you have some options in how you can kind of dress this guy up, but pretty darn nice here. I think the whole PCB plate situation could use a little bit of refinement, but I don't know how else they'd do something like that. Overall, very good board. Again, a few things I'd want to see worked on, which we mentioned during the stream. I'll talk to Chester about it all. Very awesome though. Favorite mounting was the gasket, and then I think top mount, and then the spring mount was last. But they're all very good still, just something about the gasket had a little bit more oomph to me. Love you guys, seriously, forever and always. Bye everybody, see ya, and take care.